Welcome to Wild Seat. In the midst of a strange series of events in an area monitored by the government, two men face unexplainable anomalies. One of them witnesses a car levitating in the air, and when trying to intervene, he discovers something in the sky that terrifies him. Despite their efforts, both are captured and abducted by unknown entities. Sometime later, we meet Isaac, a prominent scientist working in NASA's technology department. Isaac stumbles upon an enigmatic signal that he cannot decipher, something he has never experienced before. Throughout his story, we learn that Isaac visits a psychologist who recommends him to keep a video diary as therapy. Isaac begins documenting his thoughts, emotions, and mountain adventures until one day, something shocking falls from the sky, witnessed by a large number of people. Isaac sets out to investigate the mysterious event but encounters security agents and is forced to hide. He heads to where the supposed meteorite fell, but suddenly something emerges in the sky and begins to film the enigmatic ship. It seems to detect Isaac and quickly disappears. At that moment, an unknown figure approaches Isaac. After the being leaves, Isaac tries to escape in panic. The next day, the news reports the fall of a meteorite in the region. At his job, they ask for Isaac, but no one seems to have seen him. 3 days later, Isaac appears in a different location than he was before, along with his camera that still retains the recording of the strange ship and the alien being. At the same time, he experiences a peculiar pain in his arm. Uneasy at home, Isaac examines his arm and experiences mysterious events, such as the disappearance and reappearance of his TV and camera. Somehow, it seems to be him who triggers these occurrences. Worried about his arm, he consults his doctor, who informs him that he is suffering from dehydration and that the X-rays reveal an unusually straight line in his arm, a finding the doctor had never witnessed. Isaac contemplates the mysterious line on his arm, and his doctor suspects it could be a fracture, but something inside him told him there was more behind it. The next day, while having coffee with his friend, Isaac wanted to show off his peculiar ability and made a glass disappear before his eyes. However, his friend didn't see anything out of the ordinary and carried on as if nothing had happened. Isaac, puzzled, dropped the subject of the glass and showed him a recording related to his mystery. His friend, skeptical, didn't believe him either. It was then that Isaac learned that the meteor event had occurred a week ago and not the day before as he thought. Determined to find answers, Isaac shared his story online. It quickly went viral, and several media outlets invited him for interviews. Although he recounted his experiences sincerely, most took them lightly, and some even accused him of seeking fame or attention. To make matters worse, a young man claimed to be responsible for editing the video, further discrediting Isaac's story. Tired of being judged and dismissed, Isaac decided to investigate on his own and came across testimonies from people who shared similar experiences, even with identical marks on their arms. Determined to get to the bottom of the mystery, Isaac contacted several of these people and agreed to meet a woman named Sarah at a cafe. Isaac noticed flying objects around him, but no one else seemed to see them. When Sarah arrived, they shared their stories, and she showed him paintings and ancient documents revealing the presence of unknown beings throughout human history. It seemed that these beings had been among us for a long time. The narrative shifts to a scene where we observe an enigmatic individual in a cabin studying various frequencies. Sarah shared the story of a man abducted in 1979. Carl and his friends had alerted the world to a floating disc, but they mysteriously disappeared shortly after. Later, Isaac chooses to make copies of a recording he possesses, and while sending them, he encounters a man who appears out of nowhere and introduces himself as a writer, offering his services. This man assures Isaac that he can make his fascinating story known. He also questions whether Isaac ever took a lie detector test, but Isaac denies it. Then he asks if Isaac has had encounters with extraterrestrial beings, causing the writer to leave, concerned. Suddenly, a group of men in black bursts in to kidnap Isaac, who tries to flee unsuccessfully. He then wakes up and finds his friend, who has also been captured by these individuals. If you're enjoying the video, please give it a like. It only takes a second and it helps me out a ton. They subject him to tests, but Isaac resists obeying. He then takes advantage of a lapse to free himself and attacks the guards, who are not actually human and melt when hit. Isaac manages to free his friend, and they are both chased until they reach a dead-end alley. However, thanks to his abilities, they manage to escape by opening a door. To their astonishment, they find themselves in Costa Rica. In search of a place with internet access, they find a man willing to help them, who turns out to be a hacker. They then ask for his support to find Carl's location. While looking for a better connection, they learn that the soldiers belong to the UN and that they also have secret facilities in the region. As they wait, Isaac's friend recounts how it all happened when she was in the mountains with her uncles, who left her alone in a cabin. However, during the night she heard a loud noise and saw something in the sky resembling a motionless airplane. One morning, not knowing she had been missing for 2 days, she woke up feeling uneasy. Her uncles greeted her with great relief, fearing she had been abducted. Despite her attempts to tell the truth about her absence, no one believed her. Meanwhile, Carl is located in Canada using satellite information. They try to contact him through a video call, but Carla interrupts. Isaac persists and, with the help of his abilities, manages to explain what has happened. Isaac tells Carl that they have discovered data on a NASA satellite, information which he sends to Carol for analysis. Carol determines that there are only 5 days left until an unknown event. Since the location is in Canada, they decide to travel there. They secure transportation, but their pursuers track them via satellite and try to follow them. They attempt to remain unnoticed, but are unsuccessful. Despite this, they manage to evade the androids and arrive at their destination. Once there, they are greeted by Carl, who points a shotgun at them. Isaac explains that he is the one who contacted him and that he has seen extraterrestrial beings. Carl deactivates devices on his arms and tells them that the space beings placed them there. He reveals that he has spent 20 years translating audio signals captured since his abduction. With 2 days remaining before the event, the agents head to the location where the signal was lost. During this time, Sarah and Isaac get to know each other better and enjoy their time together. As the day of the event approaches, they feel the ground moving. Isaac goes off and encounters the extraterrestrial being again. Intrigued, he asks what their intentions are and what they seek on Earth. Later, we see that everyone is gathered in a cabin, where the newcomer answers their questions, explaining that they are in search of the origin of the universe. The reason for this is that both they and we claim to study human beings, who harbor within them a special aura that permeates all of humanity. When asked a question, the visitor shows a vision and proclaims to be the missing link, the beginning of everything. Then, she inquires about the cause of the pain in their arms. The visitor places an object on the arm, separating it, and repeats the process with Isaac. He explains that these objects are tracking devices for their records and teaches them that although they live in a world where seeing is believing, they have learned that believing is seeing. Just at that moment, government agents make their presence known, and the leader demands to know the location of his father. The character, however, replies that he does not know his whereabouts and has no idea why he did not return. Irritated, the leader orders them to be shot and killed. Isaac yells for Sarah to take cover, but he cannot prevent the tragedy. Then, the extraterrestrial suggests to Isaac that he use his senses and concentrate, after which they disappear. Isaac focuses, stops time, rescues Sarah, and also takes Carly and Seth with him. Everyone present is amazed, unable to see them and wondering what could have happened. The entire group is in perfect condition. Then, the visitors accompany them, and they walk together, but nobody can see them. Finally, they see the spaceship moving away from the planet and disappearing into the distance. Some time has passed, and Isaac tells us that he still does not fully understand what happened but retains those strange abilities. While talking to Sarah, we learn that both of them have moved away to lead normal lives. On the other hand, Carly and Seth work together at a covert intelligence agency. But the adventure doesn't end here. I'll see you in the next summary video. Let's go!